Hi there. It seems that you might need a little bit of help on accessing, navigating Google Classroom and maybe turning an assignment. Well, this tutorial is going to help you get started so that you can start using it for your class and students. So we're going to start things off where we are going to hit the plus button to join a class. And by joining the class, you need a secret code. That secret code can be found on the teacher's page, which I'm signed into right now. And they're just going to copy that and copy it over there. And then I'm going to go back over here and paste, and now I'm going to join it. Once I join the class, I'm going to have any assignments and any work set up for me and take me right in. I'm now, as a student, in the enrolled class. You can see that I have an assignment with a due date coming up. I can click on the assignment there. I can also get to it on my main stream, which is where all updates, assignments, and work will be shared to my teacher. Everything will appear in the stream. I can also go to the classwork page, where I can find just my assignments that my teacher has signed up for me. And it's loading up with any work, so there is my assignment right there. And I can access and view my work right there. I can see all the due dates for assignments that are coming up, or I can see where all my work is stored in my Google Drive. And finally, in the People tab, that's where you will see the name of your teacher or any co-teachers in that class. Alright, so let's turn in this assignment. We're in our stream, and click on this. Notice that I clicked on it. This would be the same page they would click on if you landed on the classwork page. You can see the name of the assignment up here. The basic instructions that were provided to the students. The class comment can be conversations between everyone to see, including the teacher and all the students. And due to the fact that the teacher made a copy for each student, they can quickly access their work there. Sometimes a student may have to add an additional file. They can always click on that. And if they want to have any comments to and from the teacher, they can do that there. So I'm going to click on my document here. Now it has the student's name first and the name of the assignment. And they're going to start to fill out their work. Just typing directly on the document. Just putting some quick info down. Alright, so let's say the student is done. They will then hit turn in on the Google Doc or the Google Slide or whatever Google document that they're in. And it's going to ask you if you want to turn it in again to verify. And I can't click on that work anymore. If I was on that student and maybe they forgot to add something, they went back to the document, they can't type on it anymore. They would have to request edit access. Alternatively, what they can do is they can go back into the Google Classroom page and they will see a button there called Unsubmit. And when they hit Unsubmit, they can be able to get edit rights back onto it. But let's see what things look like from the teacher point of view now that they have assignment turned in. So the teacher will go over to classwork. They can click on the assignment and they can see the work of the student by going one turned in. And there's the student's name. And this is their document. And this is where the teacher can look over to make sure the work is correct. They can give the student a grade off to the side once they know it's sufficient. They can even add a private comment back and forth with the student and post that. They'll see that, but then the student hasn't received their grade or any info yet. It's still a draft. The teacher has to actually hit return and return again. You can see that's that two-time hitting the button to make sure everything gets saved for them. Okay, so now the teacher has returned the work. I'm going to go back to my student page, and you can see now that it has been graded. There is my grade, and there's a private comment between the teacher and I. I can also add an error. And I'll go back to the teacher. Maybe you got some feedback. You can resubmit it again, or you can even attach an additional file, link, whatever that needs to be supporting your document. And when you go back to your home page, you can see that there is nothing upcoming. I have submitted all my work, and I'm ready for my next assignment. I can go back to my classwork page again, and I can access all of my work, and I can see it's been graded, and I can view the assignment. One thing your teacher may have done is created the Google Meet via their Google Calendar. But in order to make that Meet code, they can just hit Add Conferencing, and then select Hangouts Meet. The teacher can also add some resources, like the agenda of what's going to be covered, hyperlink materials. So I'm going to save this, and it's going to send that calendar invite to my folks, and then they're going to be able to see how they can access the Meet via that way and join. After your teacher made the Google Calendar event, you should receive an email. It lists the name of the event, what's going to be covered that day, the time-wise. This is where you can click on the link to get into the Google Meet, or you could use your phone, but it's preferred that you click on the link and do it on your device. The calendar it's going to get saved to. Any attachments that may have been attached to it as the agenda, what's going to be covered, and there's a link. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can actually access those documents there, or the video clip that I provided. If you're going to be able to go to the meeting, just hit yes. Another thing that your teacher may have done is they may have made a Google Classroom assignment or announcement that includes the link to the Google Meet. Once you click on that Meet link, you'll be prompted to enter in this screen, and on this screen, if you don't want your mic off, which is always good practice to make sure you turn your mic off before you go in. And you probably also want to turn off your camera before you go in. And then you can hit join now. Another way you can do is by going to meet.google.com, and if you received an invite to it, you can access it right there. And this is the main Meet link page. This is where you're going to see if your camera's turned on or your mic is turned off. I would recommend, as a student, always make sure that you turn off your mic before you go into the meeting, and always make sure you turn off your camera, and then your default Google profile picture will show up. Once you have all those set up, you want to hit join now. If by chance you were invited to the Google Meet and you don't have access to a computer, you can also join with your phone, but we prefer that you join with your G.Org account. All you gotta do is ask your teacher to share the phone number and code with you. So I'm on my phone right now, and I'm going to put this on so we can hear it. I'm gonna call in the number.
Welcome to Hangouts Meet. Enter the meeting pin followed by the pound key. Thank you. You are joining a call with one other person.
And now you can see that my phone number is in the bottom. The teacher can now see. So I could be unmuted if I needed to, or I could be removed. As an attendee, I could see that there were some attachments. I could hit my paperclip option here, and I could see the link for it. This would take me back to the video. And this was the document for some virtual meeting tips and tricks that I could use for students. You can always make sure that the captions are turned on, and what that will do is that will take the words that you are saying and turn them on, but you need to make sure your mic is on first. And when your mic is on, it will translate these on for you. If you need them translated to another language, you can right click and go to translate, and you can pick another option that you want. Change your languages. If you are at one point you need to present your screen, you would just hit present now. And you can present your entire screen. This would allow for everyone else to see what is on your screen, but you should only do this if the teacher is asking you to do it at that time. Now I'm presenting my screen, so I'm going to hit stop sharing, and that will end that for me. And if I need to record the meeting, if I want to access it later, I can always say record meeting, but due to the fact that my teacher started the meeting, they're going to be one that gets the Google file later. If you have a question for your teacher, use the chat box off to the side, and you can also add in some documents that you need to, or links. But anything that you type in the chat box will appear in the transcript for your teacher if they have it recorded. You can see what other people are in the meeting right now, and right now it's just me. And if I need to click off of that, it will go away. If you have the Google Meet extension for grid view, you can see other people's images on there. And if you need to turn your mic back on or off, you can just hit that. If you need your webcam back on or off, you can just hit that, and that will turn that right back on for you. And that is basically the Google Meet in a nutshell as a student. When you are all done, make sure you hit the red phone to leave the meeting, and if by accident you need to rejoin, you can do that, or you can go back to your home screen.